KwaZulu Natal, where the Police Minister Bheki Cele is now addressing the community once again. The Minister is visiting a number of townships in KwaZulu Natal. Let's go live there.
It happened to them because of a particular race. There are a few things that we'll have to deal with. First one, we'll have to be tough to criminalities. Yes. And don't protect criminality. Yes, sir. We'll have to agree on that.
100%.
You see, for some reason, human beings can lose their lives easily and no reason for that. Yes. Look here, when you wake up every day, forget about the people that are infected of the COVID-19. Look at the figure that people, for last 2 weeks, 400 something people, they die in 24 hours. So if you come in this football ground or whatever ground, and in every day you put 400 dead bodies, that will be a disaster. And that will be a place you don't want to go to. We have no reason to add on killing people whatsoever. Now we have to agree on few things. Things went wrong. If they went wrong, they need to be corrected. And if they went wrong, somebody committed things to go wrong, and that person needs to account. You have raised issue that was raised by the president yesterday, and the one colleague raised it here, of the police having not done their work properly. They have raised that, I think it's you, which the president accepted yesterday. Yes, things could have been better. Yes. Now, for that, as a government, we'll have to put our microscope and find out what was wrong and people account at all levels. If that wrong was at a certain level, from the ministry to the constable, let accountability take place. That's one. Two, that led to the communities, because they felt insecure and not safe, taking the responsibilities of protecting their families and their communities, which is nothing wrong with it. What could have been wrong is that did not happen within the framework of the law. Yes. South African law agrees that police can and should work with the communities. That's why you have structures called CPF, Neighborhood Watch, and all those. And those structures must forever work within the law and work and support it with the police. Yeah. There are things that can be only done by the police and or with the communities supporting the police in the presence of the community. For instance, in South Africa, there is something called the civil arrest. You arrest that person, but you still hand over that person to the police. You don't deal with that person at your own. And then, if you're a good citizen, you do that, you keep the law. Hallelujah. Yes. But if you break that law, you become a criminal. Woe unto you. Yes. Now, I understand, I've been told, people have spoken here, that one reason was the absence of the visibility of the security forces. We will be seeing them, or maybe let me start here. We are the fourth community we are briefing now. We have requested that every community give us about 3 people. We'll request you to do so that we form the committee that will work on the broader community here. And then we are able to exchange information and to exchange all the problems to work together to deal with these tensions and these problems. For that to happen, we have sent POP, public order policing here, that will take over policing. There are 55 of them. Will be added before the day goes by 30 to be 85 of them. At night, before the dusk today, or before the dawn, they will be joined by the South African National Defence Force. That will take those soft spots as the borders, but also take over the streets. As you begin to see them and take it over the street, there is no need for you to be on the street then. So important that that committee is there, so that if you don't see those people, you report to me, I report to the Minister of Defense that is here, and we report to everybody to say, but you said this will happen, it's not happening, and then you respond quickly. Okay. So it's important. I think as well, Isha, they have nominated one person, I don't know how many. Here's one person that has been nominated, and then one or two will come from Bambai, and the other will come from what 53 will, and then have that committee that will work on the daily working basis committee to link up with us, so that we don't go back where we come from. Four, we'll be negotiating peace and negotiating everything. One thing you don't negotiate is crime. Once crime is committed, you are not going to negotiate dead people. I'm giving the figure that 25 people have been killed here. But many people, they say that is an understatement. There are more than that. People that have been killed. Now, those people did not die of COVID. I did not raise my hand when you were speaking. Those people, they died of being hacked, gunshots, and all that. Now, the question of who killed them will have to come up. Yes, will have to come up. For that reason, I don't care who killed who. Correct. So it will be important to understand that there are people that are killed. We must find the killer. If it's an African killed by the Indian, we must find the killer. If it's an Indian killed by the African, we must find the killer. We're not looking here. We're not looking Indians, we're not looking Africans, we're looking for killers here. We're looking for killers. Because there's been an issue of a trust between you and your police stations. We have created a team of 10 specialized detectives that are going to work and comb all these crimes that have happened here. They not come from a station. They are from the district and province that will investigate these crimes. And these crimes must be fast-tracked. We want these crimes investigated. We are speaking to the Minister of Justice, as the President said, to create the special courts so that all murderers are sent to prison and throw the keys away. So you will help us. Yes. I drove in, it's the third time today I'm driving here. The other day I drove quite late at night, very late. Yesterday I drove, day before yesterday, it was still sunset but late. But today I drove. There is a disaster of banned cars going down there. Now, this is the story of the human tragedy. If men pick up guns and shoot men in whatever form, it's their business. But when you begin to pick up guns and shoot women and children, it's another story. It doesn't matter what race that women and children are. I went to Bambai. I came with a heavy heart. When this young lady looks so professional, telling me how she was treated, and is one of her cars that has burned here. You look at her, I didn't ask what her job. She does look like a teacher, she does look like a nurse, even an accountant. She was going for the medication. As she was stopped, driving alone. Why would you treat a lady that drives alone? Just alone. And why would you, look, it's illegal. Let's fix it. Private security citizens just like myself, I can't be asking your ID. I can't do that. Yeah. I can't. I can't be asking you to open your boot. It can't happen. It is even worse. It is even worse if the criteria is a color. Yes. And that has been allowed even here in Durban North. This lady says, I was stopped there. As the boot was open, I was taken out of the car. Cars were passing driven by Indian ladies. Nobody was stopping them. I don't know whether that is close to racism. You pass because you are some kind of a race, not because you're a human being. That's a problem. They took her out of the car. They took her to near whatever river or whatever it is. She was made to lie down, and there was a debate whether to shoot her or not. And the car was burned. I remember ladies, men, they talk, at least they can fend for themselves. The other lady here at 53 could not finish her speech. She broke down and cried because was taking somebody to hospital, have been injured, and she was stopped, stripped, everything. And she says she didn't know whether was to be raped. Our police came, did not help her much. She took her halfway. That's exactly what I'm saying. That will have to investigate the conduct of the police in this matter here. We will have to. But because she believed she delayed arriving in hospital with this person, they came there at 11, at 3 o'clock, the person died. There are people who say they can't go to the mortuary to identify, they are blocked here in Phoenix, to identify their dead ones so they can't bury them. You can't hate people even when they are dead. Correct. Even when they are dead. They are dead. They're not going to do anything. Allow their people to look at them so that they give the decent burial to them and allow to do so. One thing that we'll be talking, Mamgoyeni, with your counterpart, the health, is that there is a slow motion of autopsies. So to help so that people can go and bury there. One thing that will not allow as a government. Go wrong, deal with that, as I've said, there will be the investigation of how police behaved. There is district commander here, General Chiro. Where are you? Sondela. He's a district commander. He will be doing two things. He'll be looking at your station, how the station behaved. But we'll go beyond and get some form of investigation and commission way how the station behaved. But for now, he will lead the team that will work with the team that will be elected here, because people, they insist that there are still bodies lying around here. So those bodies will have to be found, or found wherever they are, including the mortuary. Secondly, he will also link up with all these 4 communities in terms of investigation. I want everybody to line up to bring the information about the murder and the torching of the cars. There are 2 categories of cases here. is a category of people that looted, because they can't go scot-free, those that looted. But you can't equate looting to murder.
Yes.
So as you look at looting, there have to be speciality in dealing with the murder, torching the cars, because you have taken this person out of the car, you burn the car. People, they tell horrible stories about the experience on this road. This is a public road. When people go and guard, there's nothing wrong guarding your yard, but you can't go and abuse people on the national asset in the park and all that. Those people, they'll have to find the law following them who murdered people and tortured them. It has been raised time and again that there are security companies here that have been misbehaving. They say is reaction or yeah. What's the language? Ay bueno. No we see. Private companies, they should follow the law. There is a law in the Republic of South Africa that guides them.
Yes.
And there is a body that regulates them called SIRA, Private Security Industrial Regulatory Association or whatever. So I found the CEO when people began to raise questions about this company. So this is a young man, this is a young man, Ngobese, who's based here in Durban. But CEO himself will be here at Tegwini on Monday. They will go through these private security companies. There are a few things that they need to respect. They'll have to find them, did they break any law to abuse their licenses to do what they're not supposed to do? Yes. If they found wanting, we do a simple thing. We take the license, we close your company, we arrest you, and make sure that you don't trade on something that... So those that have those private companies, get ready.
Yes.
Just, I don't want your hand.
Yeah.
No. Look, I sat here. I sat here and I listened when you were speaking. I did not raise my hand. I'm coming here, and can you put your hand down?
You're not calling problems now.
Here, then we'll follow those few things that I need to put in order. One, the government must increase the police here so that we allay the fears of the community.
Yes.
Once those police are visible, everybody moves away from the street. 3 people are dead here. The investigation team must come and investigate and assisted by yourselves.
Yes.
People are dead here. They must be allowed to go and identify their loved ones in the mortuary. There is an issue raised here of misbehaving of the private security companies. We must investigate that. The team must deal with whoever did that misbehavior.
Yes.
6, we agree that we'll have to create a team, a committee that together will be a link between community and other communities around there, so that we don't have the conflict because people are talking. 7, if it needs be, we'll have to come back and report the progress, as this team will be reporting the progress going forward. Otherwise, that is that. Thank you very much for waiting, and thank you very much. That will be talking go. Thank you very much.
Okay, family and friends, we can have a leader.
All right, that is the Minister of Police Bheki Cele in Phoenix in the north of Durban in KZN, addressing residents of the area about what happened this week, where we saw there were some murders indeed that took place. He's addressing that and asking community leaders to identify those who did kill the innocent, but also talking about increasing police visibility in the area so that residents do indeed feel safe. All right, we'll bring you more news then at the top of the hour. Do stay with us here on SABC News.